What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska, Akademiks, and Wayno here. The world may be falling apart, but we're still here with you, having a great time. How you guys feeling this morning?
Any other niggas trying to go home? I'm trying to chill, man. I ain't gonna lie though. I was a little bit alarmed that the New York City mayor said all the clubs got to be closed. Because I've been
Here
wondering.
come the jokes.
No, seriously, I've been wondering this time, yo. Where like, to keep it real, I don't even want niggas breathing in my space. You got strippers still out here naked grinding on people.
Naked.
Like I'm like, yo, they gotta be immune.
Is unemployment gonna like take into account any of this stuff?
You're not
well,
unemployed. You're just at
Not
home.
me, nigga. I'm talking about.
No,
Oh,
not you,
man.
but they're not unemployed. If you have a job, you're at home.
I'm not sure how it works for strippers. The government is trying to help. I don't know if they're really gonna help. I know they're trying to like enact like a couple weeks of paid sick leave because some people really do need to be out here working.
The Knicks should give a lot of their money back. The Knicks should definitely give back some money.
All I know is the Jamaican restaurant's still gonna be open. I don't give a fuck what Trump says.
Delivery only though. You can't go sit down.
All right, nigga, we're going up in there, okay? It's a Jamaican restaurant, man. Have you ever been to one? Come on, you know how to get down in there. They don't give two.
I don't respect the Jamaican restaurant unless I walk in there and everybody has an attitude.
Good. You place an order, they hang up before you don't even take your name.
What you want? You cook, what you want?
Yeah, there's a few places you can still worry on. I don't know about paper towels though. Like, what's up with the paper towel supply?
Is it running out?
I don't know why.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Paper
People
towels
should-
and toilet paper?
Yeah, people should educate themselves on what actually helps and prevents because I think a lot of shit that they're buying, they don't even know why they're buying it. It's like hypebeast shit. You know what I mean?
The last time I've seen people go in a mass frenzy where they felt they had to stockpile was, like, forget the little mini hurricanes that at least we on the East Coast have experienced. It was like the Y2K shit where niggas thought the computers was gonna end the
yeah.
world.
He wasn't even in America at that time.
No, nigga, I was watching on TV, niggas in America go crazy.
Oh, all right.
I was like, what the
No,
fuck?
niggas thought
Are
it was
you
over.
immigrant shaming again, Wayno?
I know,
I'm
right?
just saying, he talking about some shit that he
Damn.
wasn't here for. I was here.
You saying they
Year
have computers
2000.
in Jamaica?
I didn't say that.
they got
I'm just
internet
saying.
there.
Nigga, it was, everybody was like, we had computers? You don't think we had computers in
There was no
Jamaica?
live feeds on it.
Bro, yo, you gotta realize, New York news is like every third world country news. So like they watch.
Where does
and
it get there?
No, like it would be
time?
like it'd be like CNN or something. But they report a lot of stuff that goes on Wall Street. So like when you're in a third world country, whatever's happening in New York is what's happening in the whole states.
Listen, Ak, we call them developing countries now, okay?
Developing country.
Third world countries.
All right. So on that note, this is going to be our last episode of the week, and then we're going to be off for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe a month. We don't know. I'm just kidding. We're going to come back at some point, but we are going to stay home and be safe. Hopefully, you can do the same if it's not mandatory that you have to be at work. Shall we get into our show, gentlemen?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so the Flip the Switch challenge, really big on TikTok right now. So this is people swapping outfits to Drake's Nonstop. I think you might be able to see J-Lo and A-Rod doing it right now while I am talking. Clearly people are having a lot of fun with this.
Damn, J-Lo looking.
She's super bad. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted. Did you guys see Hustlers, bro? She looks so good in that movie. But anyway, one person who's not really
Hell
feeling...
no, cut the tape. Cut the
Stop
tape.
it. Stop it. One person who's not feeling this challenge at all is Waka. So he got on Instagram and said, never will I act or dress like a female, not for promo, not for comedy, and damn sure not for a challenge. Where is the Be a Real Man challenge? What would the Be a Real Man challenge look like, Wayno? I see
Fucking
you applauding over there.
nailing nails into the wall or some shit. Nah, I'm playing. I'm not mad at Waka Flocka, right? Because he just said something I didn't like, so I feel like he took one step back to take 5 steps forward.
Okay.
Right, but yeah, I think this is a little bit out of hand for my liking. While everybody's having fun with it and everything, I just feel like people is doing too much.
What makes you uncomfortable about this?
Because why the nigga got the dress on? Like, I'm just saying, look, everybody entitled to what they entitled to, their views on how they personally live, but I don't agree with throwing on a dress to get some cool engagement real fast. You know what I mean? Like,
What you think about Yachty wearing the dress in the Oprah's bank account video there?
oh, well, with that, I looked at Yachty as acting. I mean, I grew up watching fucking Martin dress as Shanae and Jamie Foxx as Wanda and all of that, so I just looked at him as acting, but for this,
They're
just
actually
to do
doing
it,
a skit.
come on.
It's a skit.
It's a skit. That's the route you taking with it. You just now said you was jacking it, so now that's the route you taking.
I don't like the challenge.
Okay.
But in terms of what Waka is saying, like Waka has to realize we live in a really different world. So so when you say be a real man, like you're almost kind of like say what a real man is. Honestly, I just feel like this challenge has gotten a little bit out of hand. But for me, I feel like you should just be you in terms of like some of this dress up stuff to like. It's cool if that's you, But if it's not you, I don't know if A-Rod likes dressing, I'm cool. But some of these niggas are doing it just to.
So
but that's what I just said.
Your problem is like just for promo. All right, so you also posted on your own page a photo of Lil Pump wearing a Gucci purse. We've seen this before with people like Uzi and Young Thug. So Waka also got in the comments here. Huh? What?
Didn't Meek have one of these too? Like little.
I don't know.
Did he? I thought.
They might call this a messenger bag now.
The merce?
That's not a messenger bag.
The merce is a little bit different. Anyway, Waka also got in a man purse. No, anyway, Waka also got in the comments and said just
No, nigga, I ain't got no fucking merch.
Why you look at me like that?
Cuz, man.
She just said it's a merch.
But you always gotta throw some shit in there. You got it?
But you said you purchased one of them.
Not for myself, nigga. I'm not buying no fucking Gucci.
I don't know.
I'm buying no Gucci bags myself.
A merch.
I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with having a merch.
I don't be knowing.
Oh, man. Okay, a messenger bag. Anyway, he also said, protect our young men, teach them the importance and responsibilities of. I'm just trying to understand how being, much love to you, Waka, being a real man, what does it have to do with this?
Now, this I could expound upon.
Okay.
Because, so, for all we know, unless there's something we don't know, which I guess that's all the time. Anyway, Lil Pump is a straight male, okay? He isn't, he's straight. Now, I guess what people are saying is that you have to kind of correct the imagery we're seeing, and I think that's what Waka's getting at. Correct the imagery we're seeing because Lil Pump is playing off him not being a straight male, hoping to gain conversation and chatter to, of course, get some engagement. And in that situation, it will send the wrong message to a straight male who might be looking at Lil Pump and say, well, we both have some similarities in being straight, but if I see him doing that, maybe I should be doing that. You get me? And again, listen, whether people want to admit it or not, there are certain type of, I know people don't even like the word gender. There are genders, gender roles, and there's certain things that usually men do and women do. Now, if you identify as either, go, fine, live your best life. But when you are clearly on one side of the fence, but you want to play over there just to get people talking and trolling, it does kind of send the wrong message. And a lot of these guys, they don't know their role models.
It does, because like Ax said, for how Lil Pump presents himself, what message are you sending by you wearing a woman's bag, right? You wearing a woman's bag and the way your arm is positioned. Now, again, if you live that type of lifestyle and that's what you into, that's one thing. But what are you doing that for?
Okay, got it.
Because I'm gonna ask one of my, one of my gay homies what they think of shit like that. Because they be real critical of shit like that too. Like, you look like
Do
a
they
clown.
feel like people are trolling them? Is that where you would ask?
That's why I would ask.
Okay.
Absolutely, because I do feel like when Ax put it in that type of context, I do think that that's something that people do to try to get the conversation going. Like, at one point in time, I never once ever thought that Young Thug was ever gay. But I did believe that he trolled with posting heart emojis.
And would you guys say that Lil Pump doing this, where it seems like he's very clearly trolling, is that the same thing as A-Rod just having fun with J-Lo in a video for a challenge?
Well, not that particular video, but it gets to be a little bit overboard. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, so some of them I was like, whatever, but the one with the baseball player and his missus, like, it was going too far. Some of it also felt like, okay, and maybe it's not our place to judge. It felt like that's what you just wanted to do. Like, it's a lot of lines being blurred here. And I'm not the person to say, oh, men should do this and women should do this. But like, you are, while you're doing these skits, you're sending a very strong message to kids who are looking up to you, who identify a lot of the similarities that they see you have, they see themselves. They're gonna start acting like this.
As much as I love you, I'm not putting your heels in your dress on.
Yeah, look, gender roles are definitely constructed. I'll say that. That's like definitely a fact. But I agree with you guys on the point that if other people feel offended by it, you know what I mean? Like they're being trolled, I understand that. But I don't know about masculinity being threatened, and I don't know. I'm sure our critiques are not going to kill the challenge.
And also, this is another thing. I know the LGBTQ community, they are kind of weary of really putting their support behind people who they believe are trolling.
Right.
Like, because they have their own plight. They have their own things that they feel they're being oppressed about. They don't want a motherfucker. You think they're going to be like, okay, we're all with Lil Pump? No, get the fuck out of here.
I think that's a good point.
Why'd you turn your voice like that?
Yo, wait, what you doing?
Can I have any serious conversations with you?
He said, we're all with Lil Pump. Did you hear?
I didn't say that. Wait, no, what are you talking about?
Run back the tape.
Anyway, no, but seriously though,
Yeah.
like we never really seen them like, oh, we're rocking. With Lil Nas X, by the way, they're standing with him.
Yep.
Like we have seen open and very clear messages. We never
We
saw
want to hear
that
what
with
Lil
Young
Nas
Thug.
X has to say about this.
We never saw it with Young Thug, and we definitely will not see it with Lil Pump.
Well, I say the one thing about Lil Nas X. Since Lil Nas X has come out, he went like full. I don't give a fuck about what nobody think no more.
I love it.
Like, and that's him. Like, I'm not knocking that. That's who him and that's who he is. But I think it is like something that needs to be said about the dudes who do that shit, and you doing it just for fun. You know what I mean? Or not just for fun, but you doing it to just try to get some likes. Are you doing for clout?
So in the reverse way, women doing it in
Men and women, brother, I didn't make double standards. You know what I mean? I didn't make double standards.
Nigga, Malcolm, brother.
Nah, I'm just keeping it 100. I didn't make double standards. The shit that the shit that men do, and the shit that women do is just taking us different ways. That's just how shit is. I didn't write the rule book on none of that shit. That's just how things go. Like nah, seriously.
You think that's a little sexist?
I don't know.
You know what, guys? Coming up, we're gonna talk a
very
little bit more about people doing wild things on the internet for clout.
Yeah.
Blueface has some commentary on this, but first, some more music. So after waiting a few years for Uzi to finally drop an album, he dropped another album this past weekend, a deluxe version of Eternal Atake called Love vs. the World 2, which is technically a follow-up to his 2016 mixtape. Another 14 songs, features from people like Young Thug, Gunna, 21 Savage, Lil Baby, and more. Akademiks, did you have another streaming party over the weekend for this?
Of course.
How was that?
Of course, 9 a.m.
Oh, this is where you were spilling the water on yourself, or was that something else?
It was a drink.
I don't know. Yeah,
You a wild nigga.
Yo, what's happening?
We're talking about
No, well, anyway,
What?
Lil Uzi dropped, which by the way, I think this is probably the longest deluxe version, unless someone else has additional information.
Yeah, I thought it was like gonna be 3 extra songs.
Yeah, usually deluxe is max like 6
It's a whole nother album.
It's pretty much 14 more songs. And honestly, I do want to say that he actually delivered with this. You know, I don't know if this was planned where he drops the deluxe a week after, but remember I told you not dropping an album for 3 years, trying to meet all the expectations that's built up. After the first week, while I have grown to like it a lot more, the first original
You
project.
said like first time was okay, then you listened 100 times and you liked it. Was it the same with this one, or did you like this
No, this
instantly?
you liked it from the onset as soon as you heard it.
So should he have just dropped this first then?
That's what I'm saying. You know what? This album is the album the fans made. And that's why I can't, my reaction to all this is either Uzi is that much in tune and also in control of his music, where he could hear the instant backlash. Kanye does it sometimes. He'll hear people say something about a song or a project and he'll change it right then. But he heard people complaining and he literally gave them what they want the week after. By the way, the majority of these is 14 songs. I would probably say about 10 of them at least we've heard snippets of before.
Oh, this is what you were complaining about specifically.
Yeah. So fans are saying, what happened to the snippet of this?
Got it.
We want that. We want that. And he got it out in a week. And I want to say like he definitely accomplished his goal by satisfying people. Which I thought to myself afterwards. I said, yo, Uzi, he's a nice, good finesser. You know when Chris Brown and them drop projects with like 35 tracks, we'd be like, this shit too long. He gets to drop a 30+ track album, right? Album deluxe. And we're not complaining about length because the quote unquote second half is like what we wanted.
Well, I expected to what I expected him is not to know a little bit more. That of course this was planned. Like of course this was planned. Like look at all these side artists, bro. Like you don't just do that in a week. Look at all these records.
No. I think he had some of these in the tuck.
I mean, what I'm saying
these in the tuck.
What I'm saying is that this was in the tuck, but of course it was planned to go this way because you don't just get Chief Keef, 21 Savage, Future, Young Thug, Gunna, Dirk, all these people to sign. Like you don't say Friday, oh they don't really like the album. All right, let's put out something else. I think that this was his plan the whole time.
I heard about half of these got cleared.
Well, I'm thinking like, you know, well, first off, let me say I like this shit.
Okay.
I really do like it. Eternal would take the first part of it, not too much, not saying that I'm not a fan of it, but we both were saying that I wanted Uzi to get back to the old Uzi shit.
2016.
Yeah, 2016 Uzi, and he delivered on this. But I just felt like this was a great plan for him to show how dominant he is. The sad thing about this is I think this nigga's not gonna drop another album for 5 years now. You know what I mean? Because we waited 3 to get 2. So nobody should have anything to complain about for the next year, even though, you know, by June people will be saying, yo, Uzi, when the next shit dropping? You know, but yeah, like the record with him and Thugger, Strawberry Pills, right? That's a joint with him, Thugger, and Gunna. I fuck with that super heavy. The joint with him and Future, that's my favorite joint off of there. And then the joint that no auto-tune. This is my thing, though. Leaders, featuring Nav. That's the shit that Act poured his drink on himself and all that. But bro, what's the problem?
Hold on, wait, I'll get to it one second.
Okay.
I do disagree with one point you
What?
made. I don't think we're gonna wait a long time for an album again.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that we waited from 2017 till now.
Because
to
of
get
the
this
limbo?
project. Yeah, because of a lot of label issues. And I think honestly, give it like 4 or 5 months, he'll drop another single that's not on any of this. That's what I personally think.
So,
what else? No, go ahead.
yeah, let's get to leaders, man. What I want to know from Akademiks is, why is he so critical of Nav? Because I don't think that Nav is trash.
Hold on, I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
All right, I personally just think Navaraj is a trash can. I'm gonna tell you why. His voice sounds very robotic, okay, very monotone. I've never been a fan of monotone, robotic sounding niggas. You could remember me, or you should remember me, or maybe somebody out there should remember me saying, when I heard Quentin Miller in that monotone, dead voice, please give that song to Drake. Give it to the person who can perform it better. So my thing with Nav is that he's a bastard son of speaker knockers, God rest his soul. He stole his style and he's exhausted it probably on his best project. I think it was the project with myself or Up, or whatever, one of them. And literally, ever since then, he's pretty much been remaking the same thing with the same, it's stale. That's it. It's stale.
I think it's
stale.
It's more than with him
and I'll be honest with you.
What?
He's super hit or miss, and there has been times, honestly, on that track, it probably was a slight overreaction. It wasn't as trashy as it is.
Do you have some personal feelings here?
Overreaction?
But I'm gonna tell you this right now.
What?
I'll tell you this right now. And it wasn't more about Nav as it is about Uzi. Uzi, I'm at the last track. This is classic status. We're up there. 4 tracks I was sold.
Classic.
4 tracks in, I'm sold.
You sold?
I'm sold.
Okay.
So I'm at track 14. I'm like, bro, it's like we're at the finish line. Don't drive the baton. Like, just cross it. And all
you
of a
felt
sudden,
like
I
Nav
hear
ruined that?
Nav, and I'm like, no. I can't certify classic.
Oh, man.
Yo, it's like Drake.
You're horrible.
It's like Drake.
What?
Drake's project's coming out. We know when Drake puts out his body of work, he doesn't put a lot of features.
Okay.
We all know this. If he's been sailing good for 80% of the album, and all of a sudden I hear all of the fucking rejects of the industry fucking up Drake's project.
I'm glad he
And
said that.
Hold on. And some of them I might fuck with. Some of them I might fuck with.
Right.
But I don't want to hear you on Drake project. I don't want to hear that nigga on Uzi's project.
So you know what?
I'm sorry, I'm a Uzi fan.
The only thing, I'm glad he said it about Drake, because my only critique of Drake as being an artist is...
You want him to have more features?
Huh?
You want him to have more features?
Who, Drake?
Yeah.
No. Not features. My only critique of Drake is, like, sometimes he could be rapping the hardest shit ever, and then he'll just throw in this sweet serenaded fucking hook that throws all the bars off. That's
his favorite.
Exactly. Like, he loves that. But, like, that's the only thing that throws me off about Drake. But no.
Anyway, oh my
Right, but I still think that you're a little bit too rough on Nav, because I don't think that Nav, even what you're saying, oh, he's monotone and there's tons of artists that do the same shit over and over and over act, and I think that you're a little bit too rough on Nav, and
I'm coming
I don't think
around
he's that bad.
Wayno's coming around. You know what? Maybe I am. Maybe his style isn't that bad, but I think
Y'all was Fortnite buddies last year. What happened?
I think it's also his persona. I'm telling you. I just think Nav is a flat out fraud. The person.
A fraud on what level?
Okay, the person who, if you hear his music and you see what he's saying online, he likes to stay low key, yet he goes and does an interview and he's complaining that he wears the most, $1 million coat, 20 million in jewelry,
Right.
brings his Lamborghini to Delilah's in LA, and because paparazzi doesn't snap a fucking picture of him because he looks like a stock player out of NBA 2K, he gets upset.
When did he say he was trying to stay low key? I remember him saying this.
He
It was
did
like
say
a
that.
Rolling Stone interview or something like
He
that.
did say that he tried to stay low key.
When did the low key?
But Akademiks, my question is this:
his thing.
why do you think the nigga's buying all that jewelry? Because he's not.
Okay, so my point exactly. We need to hold some of these fraud rappers accountable. He's not happy with himself. Like, if I'm so rich and successful, and I gotta get in my big car, put on a mad chain, mad cash hanging out my pocket, trying to get attention, it already tells you that he has some discomfort with who he is.
A lot of rappers are like this, though. I'm not trying to defend that because he's done some things I don't agree with, but why does that make him particularly a fraud compared to other people?
Well, he actually admitted it. Like, nobody would admit. Rappers do that all the time. None of them are dumb enough to actually say, oh yeah, no paparazzi took pictures of me when I went to the club asking for pictures to get taken of me. Like, you don't actually admit.
Nav showing his vulnerability side, and Akademiks doesn't appreciate it.
Also, he got bullied by the rest of hip hop to stop saying nigga. When he first put out his first couple of body of works, he was freely throwing around the N-word like it was goddamn black pepper. You know what I mean? Just sprinkling on everything. Now, this motherfucker got bullied into realizing that you better, when you're in rap, you are a guest, and I don't care, the brown boy, keep your bag, but you ain't gonna be throwing around that word too freely. He got punked, and ever since then, I realized, listen, you gotta own it. I'm telling you, he's an insecure person. Just like when they asked 6ix9ine, they say, oh, what about you say nigga? He said, what y'all gonna do about it? That's what I wanted to say. Just like Fat Joe. No. Just like Fat Joe. They asked Fat Joe about him saying nigga. He said, what up? What you mean?
Well,
like,
you know that's...
No. But what I mean is, that like there's certain people who are of color. He's not like he's white. Who are of color who say, yo, this is how I grew up. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna defend it. And I also fuck with the plight of people of color. But it's a nigga like that don't identify with it, who got bullied into not saying it. So I'm just saying he's insecure for the things I've.
Wow, so you just don't like that he backed down, period. That's really it. That's your problem with him?
Out 2 points of insecurity.
Okay. Yeah, but you said fraud. I don't know if those are fraud.
I cover my facts.
I don't know how.
I cover my facts. I don't know if
that qualifies as a fraud.
I cover facts for days.
Does that qualify as a fraud, though?
What did you dump on yourself? What drink was that? Did you waste Henny?
Regretful.
Wow.
He was not worth any spill of my Hennessy, but.
Goodness gracious.
Yo, Carl Cherry, send me another Ram Caviar habit, right?
Oh, you dumped it on that.
Can I get a track glow off his head?
Absolutely, I got you. I got you on that.
Appreciate that, man.
Get your paper planes one too while we at it.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
All right, well.
Oh, man, Jay-Z gonna send it over. I feel you. Why y'all gotta get me so hyped up, man?
Sorry,
We're going through a pandemic.
Didn't see this kind of energy.
That might have the cure, and I might need to make friends with him again.
Oh, my God. All right, you know what?
I'm learning his triggers.
We got a couple.
If Canada gets the cure to the coronavirus, I'm making up with that. I'm serious.
I think he's good on you for life after this. Wow. All right, so we do have a couple fan questions about the Uzi album. The first one we just answered. Which album do you guys think was better? Clearly, the guys really like the second project better, right? Yeah, correct? And the next, you really still have more to add?
Yeah, one slight.
Okay.
Just about Uzi. Okay. No, not about that.
Uh-huh.
From what I was at least told, the records that people really like, you know, I think Uzi might also be a victim of like his own ego and own success, because I do think a lot of producers and relationships that he has formed that help him create the project we just really enjoy, he strayed away from those, and that's why he dropped the first project. You know, so like it's one of those things where artists I personally thought it was him kind of realizing like, nah, people do want to hear you with certain, like he was cussing out Molly Raw on Twitter not too long ago, like, you know, like, you know, sometimes.
Did he say something about him too?
Huh?
Did he say something about Pierre?
Everybody basically was just kind of distancing himself, you know, like him and Cardi, they have distancing, and even Cannon and Drama. So I don't know. I think it goes to speak a lot about maybe the people who help you get to a point.
He's a mad scientist. That's what he is. He's a mad
scientist. Okay, well, like you guys mentioned, usually when people drop a deluxe, it's another 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 songs, but Uzi went all the way. So this question is, do you predict rappers will start selling double albums the way Uzi did with Eternal Deluxe? Or can only Uzi really pull off something like this?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be an artist that moves like streams to do some shit like that. You can't just be saying that for the sake of like the culture. Like, I'm gonna put this out because this is how I'm feeling. You got to be somebody that can really move, because if you're an artist that's signed to a label and like it's kind of iffy on what you're gonna do first week, they not okay in something like that.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do it, you got to kind of do it like Uzi, and I'll go with what you said. You have to really package it in a way where fans don't feel, because even shit, Drake gave us Scorpion and he was like, yo, y'all say I rap too much and I sing too much. I gave y'all the rap album and the singing album, and we still weren't happy. So people generally aren't that happy, even though it could be for streams. So, you know what I mean? At this point, you got to package it in a way where the fans feel like they're getting more for their money rather than getting too much that they didn't want.
I tell you one thing I do predict that, well, I really hope for, is a Gunna and Thugger project. Yeah, they're fucking great together. So.
But he's about to drop his own project, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Last time Wayno said some shit like that, we got Gunna and Baby.
I know, but I want Gunna and Thugger, man. Them niggas is unstoppable. That sound bad luck. Fuck my bad luck. All right, man. Whatever.
All right, wait on it. But another album we did get last Friday was Blueface. He dropped his debut album called Find the Beat. I know you guys really love the cover art for this one. 16 songs, features from Lil Baby, because he's on every project, Jeremiah, YB, and Namir, who I think we recently put on the clock, Stunna for Vegas, and more. Ak?
This is his first studio LP, Find the Beat. I'm not gonna lie, and I love Blueface. I was having a little problem with finding the hits on this joint. I low-key think he also missed the beat in terms of the album execution. I don't know if Blueface knows how to make an album yet. These were generally random songs here and there, and there's about like 3 joints on here, including like the single. Well, you dropped 2 singles already that I can enjoy, but there's a lot of misses here. And one thing I don't know if anyone near him has told him, because he blew up off the song Tatiana. And while that song wasn't a perfect song, it worked, but that was at least a song. I've given him credit for his wordplay a lot, even to some of y'all like critique, but I think he has clever wordplay, but they don't make him good songs. So like you go through it and like you listen to the song, they're pretty thin. You know, like the hooks are like, doesn't grab you.
I thought you really loved Holy Moly, though.
Holy Moly? No, it's cool. It's cool. I really enjoyed the last track on the project. I forgot who's that with. I think that's with Namir, to be honest. I think that's with Namir.
Okay.
So that actually, yeah, it's called Two Dicks. Literally.
Why do you have...
Bro, oh my God, we can't talk music no more, bro. It's a pandemic outside. Y'all niggas worry about song timing. Look at y'all, man.
Wait, no, unless you want to add anything.
I don't
listen to Blueface.
Okay, so
I don't listen to Blueface.
He's doing promo for the album right now. He did an interview with Real 92.3 where he basically said the internet is now a bad place and it's all 6ix9ine's fault. Take a look.
Whoa. Yeah, not by choice though. I feel like 12 is enough for you to actually go through all 12.
Sure, to digest, yeah.
Exactly. You know, that's why I'm kind of short with it. Like even my songs, I'm in and out.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in and out.
That's like the new formula, right?
Yeah, because you know it's like shit.
People's attention span isn't where it used to be.
Getting shorter, yeah. Like the internet is like at an all-time low right now. Like just for solid people, you know, loyal fans. It's all about trolling and bots. And you know who fucked up the internet? 69.
69.
Yo, he out. He coming out.
He coming out, bro.
Man, fuck 69.
I don't know, did 6ix9ine fuck up the internet?
What do you think, Wayno?
About what part?
Well, do you believe him in his assertion that 6ix9ine kind of fucked up the internet?
I don't think that he fucked up the internet. 6ix9ine is very entertaining. What I do think 6ix9ine did is he gave a lot of trolls courage. Like I think that he gave a lot of trolls courage. I do think that for the type of kid 6ix9ine was, not even an artist, for the type of kid he was, a lot of kids, especially now after the fact of him going through everything and him playing the "it wasn't me" card, I'm just an innocent bystander, being taken advantage of all these super gangster bloods. I think that no, seriously, I think that it played into his audience, where his audience felt like they had a voice because he had a voice, where you can talk tougher now. You know what I mean? People was doing it for a while, but I felt like he did take it up a notch to where kids felt like they could talk a little bit tougher, and they don't really have to deal with the consequences of talking crazy to a person that's on the other side of the country. So I do think that it gave them a bit more confidence. So if that fucked up the internet socially, I agree there.
I think he kind of did. I'm not gonna lie, like I think some of the stuff, whether it was just trolling, it was real, or it was just something to laugh about, like he showed so much online that I feel like he's fucked up the internet in terms of music and like personalities. Because now if someone else doesn't show you or do as much as he did, you're like, yeah, but like he actually like literally got on live after they did the shootout. Like you talked to us 5 days later, you ain't talking. Like, you know, like, so like he made it so extreme. It's like, and it's like that in every industry though. When you have someone who brings it all the way to the extreme, anything else just seems kind of lackluster. So I think that's the thing with Blueface, right? and I think that's why he may have came to this.
Are you about to talk about frauds or?
No. Everybody
Okay.
knows 6ix9ine a fraud. I'm not talking about that.
I think that's why you see Blueface kind of come to that like conclusion, because at first when he came out, people were comparing him to 6ix9ine. And in a sense, I do think like he may have taken a few things from 6ix9ine's playbook. However, he wasn't gonna execute and keep going all the same way and keep going on the same route, because you know where it ends. I think for him, he looks to realize now that fans are looking at him like, oh, you're not gonna go that far? That's how the internet's fucked up. People expect him to be beefing with everybody because he's kind of like, again, I don't know if he accepts it, but like he's kind of seen like that.
Yeah, I just think 6ix9ine, he kind of fucked up a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I think he cried wolf so much. You know what I mean? Like he cried wolf. I think that's why everybody's so drawn. It seems like everybody that's opposed to him, because tons of people. Well, I don't agree with what he did. You know, in court, none of that. I'm still drawn to the story. I still pay attention to it. I never really got into his music like that, but I'm just intrigued about what's going on because it's a good story. But him playing that little thin line of like, am I a gangster? Am I a good neighborhood person that's just looking out for the community? Am I a superstar artist? I think that's where the lines get blurred, is where everything got fucked up. He definitely put a heavy glitch in the Matrix.
Okay.
Definitely.
A heavy glitch in the Matrix.
Yes.
All right, I like that. Let's see what happens when he comes home in a few months. Act real quick, you want to take us through some numbers?
Oh, I was glad to. The new highest selling artist
Oh, Jesus.
in the world this year, at least for the first week. Okay.
In the world?
Yeah, well, he has the highest first week sales.
Okay, literally
No,
in the world.
actually, let me stop, because them BTS dudes over in Tokyo, they going crazy. I don't want to talk about the highest selling rapper. The number one selling rapper this year, okay, is Lil Uzi Vert with supposedly they're saying 288,000 copies sold. I sold 311 somewhere else. Regardless, it's by far the number one album last week. And to be honest, like, he wasn't the only person who did well. Jhene Aiko, I think you said the album named Chilombo. You know?
I think so.
Y'all been listening to Jhene Aiko? Jhene be having them little, you know what I mean?
Those
Yeah,
good
she got
relationship jams.
She might
You got light incense when you turn on her music.
Yeah, she might have sacrificed Big Sean's career because her shit's going good. I don't know what's wrong. But she sold 152,000 copies first week. 152,000 copies first week with Chilombo. And Lil Baby, on the second week, he dropped to number 4, selling 104,000 copies first week as well. Roddy Ricch still of course in the top 10, 57,000.
Oh.
Not first week, but it's like in this 20th week. And Post Malone still number 7. Meg Thee Stallion, which a lot of people, I've seen a lot of mixed reactions about what she's gonna sell, but we all know she was really embroiled in beef with her label. And this album may or may not came out, depending on the court decision, but it sold 41,000 with Sugar. So that's pretty much going on. Uzi, of course, will probably repeat as number 1 after he drops his deluxe, and we see the numbers for that, which ironically will count, I believe, as one. It still goes towards. Yeah, because the deluxe, the deluxe, just like a remix, count to the original.
Right.
So we'll see.
Okay. So today, was this yesterday? I'm in like this time warp. Oh yeah, we were just talking about the J Electronica album and rap music and regular rap music. So for Big Facts or BS today, this one is from Virgil. He says, I have a feeling this might be one of the best years of rap music and rap music in our lifetime. Big Facts or BS? Although we're just speculating.
Why Wayno has certain looks on his face when you read a question.
Was it the
All
rap?
right, I'll just say facts. I do think the lineup of people we're expecting to drop, why
is he looking like that? What's up with you, bro?
It has nothing to do with you.
No,
Okay.
but I think that this year has a chance to be special. Like, I think we're getting, at first, the littles first. So we have the Lil Baby and the Lil Uzis and Lil Yachty's about to come. I think they're doing their part, like putting out projects that are well received. I think by the time we get to the heavyweights or super heavyweights in terms of like Drake, or if Kendrick does drop something.
Rap.
Sure.
I thought we were considering Lil Baby rap.
Nah, Uzi
and
was
Roddy
rapping.
Ricch
Uzi was
rap. Although that was
spitting.
last
I
year
think Uzi
technically.
said that.
Listen, niggas say this every year.
No.
No, niggas say this every year.
Really?
Yo, bro, every year. It's like, you know how I know niggas say this every year? One of my little homies told me this one time, right? Like, in the off-season NBA, and niggas start getting traded and niggas get drafted, I'd be like, yo, every year I'd be like, Like, he said to me, one day I tweeted, I said, yo, I think this is gonna be one of the best NBA seasons. He said, nigga, you've been saying that for the past 3 years. And I thought about it, I said, I have. And when I think about this, niggas say this every year with rap. Like, yo, you know, Kendrick might be coming, you know, Meek coming back, Sisters is coming, Drake coming. This might be the best year in rap ever. Niggas say that every single year. Show me 1 year.
But aren't there some years that are better?
So are you saying
last
that
year
because
wasn't?
we don't know if they're gonna drop, or you're saying regardless if they drop?
well-
It's just because I think last year people kind of see it as a downer. Nipsey passed away, right?
Yeah.
The industry kind of took a break, and I think we didn't really get too many of the heavyweight.
There was good albums last year though.
Yeah, but like
albums.
honestly, we haven't had a year where the top 3 drops. So imagine the top 3. We had a long-awaited album from album from Wayne. And
Yeah.
he gave us an album. I mean, Jay basically just gave us an album, right? You know, joint album, right?
Yeah.
With him and Jay Electronica, right? And where everybody else is like dropping this year. You get me? Like Meek is gonna be here. It feels like this is a year. Well, maybe not the best, but everyone's present. I think it has to be the best because what's gonna be memorable if all the heavyweights drop. You guys are competing with each other, right? It's a little bit different if one drops last year and you drop this year.
Was it musically or commercially? It's musically, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, all right. Is this big facts or BS? What I do like is that Virgil is stepping into embracing other people. It's like, I love to see Westside Gunn and Griselda and them, and Virgil, like, doing stuff with them. Like, I like seeing fucking P from QC and Westside Gunn together. You know what I mean? Like, I like seeing shit like that because I just feel like everything is all one thing. It's the same way how when Griselda was on the Rap Radar podcast, and I can't remember if B-Dot or Elliot Wilson asked them about, like, it was specifically Lil Baby. I can't remember who it is, but it was like, what do you say to people who say that that's not hip hop? And Conway was like, how could you say that shit ain't hip hop? That shit is all hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. So when I see the rap, what else is everything else? You know what I mean? That's the only thing that throws me off a bit. But, I'm a fucking complainer sometimes. I know that about myself, so what?
I just think everybody's dropping this year, so
Yeah.
I feel like this is the new shuffling of the cards. I feel certain people are gonna drop out of the race of being in that mix of people we constantly talk about, and we get new contenders.
Yeah.
Like, for better or for worse, like, you know, we've had that space where, like, I think Future's occupied for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Thug kind of got into that space as well, but I feel like Lil Baby just, like, kicked the door down, like, I'm in here too. You get
Roddy
me?
Ricch too. Like, I feel like Roddy Ricch, like, we gotta consider, Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch, I think, like, we gotta consider them, like, in the top class of artists now. Like, they move up a tier.
And then we get to figure out, like, I think the legacy of even like Amigos gets to be defined this year. You get me? I think the future of Big Sean's career is gonna be decided off what he does this year. I think this is an important year.
Yeah, it's an
Get me?
important year. Maybe I'm just talking shit then. Fuck it.
He's been a Lakers fan.
No, I understand your point, but some years are stronger than others.
Nigga been saying this year since Kobe retired.
All right, so since we're about to be gone for a little bit, I think we should definitely end with a fan question. What's up, guys? Big fan of the show, and I watch every episode. We appreciate you. I just wanted to bring up the conversation of how the members of the 2016 XXL freshman list, that was Uzi, 21, Herbo, Denzel, etc., really proved a lot of people wrong now that they're thriving in their careers. How do you all feel about their growth since 2016? Also, we're still waiting for the one-on-one with Wayno and Ak. We all know who's gonna win.
Get this 21 the oldest nigga, man. I ain't gonna hold you. They say waiting for the 1-1 basketball game, man. Wayno knees ain't built for that, man.
Ak, you can't, you're not
This is
better
a
at me
fa-
doing anything athletic. Push-ups, pull-ups,
Wayno, I beat you in basketball already in the
push-ups,
office.
pull-ups.
Yo, we got that on tape.
Fucking thumb wrestling. Like, you, like,
Wayno, we got this on tape.
or fucking the little game shit.
Yo, Tony,
Come on, brother.
Tony, add the
Listen, let's
footage in.
talk. Let's talk about what I don't even know what they said because
The
that shit threw me off.
2016
The
freshman class. Are you
Academics, I
impressed?
seen you just post. I'm sorry, Nadeska.
okay.
Academics, I seen you just post about the 2016 class and how you felt. I just wanted you to expound a bit on it a bit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think I know where you're gonna come at with this. You're probably one of those that are gonna go with 2010. But anyway, I just thought that the 2016 class was one of the classes that the XXL magazine did that got a lot of flack, and people were saying this is the first mumble rap like cover, and a lot of people were saying in 3 years max these guys are out of here. And to see 4 years later, a lot have leveled up. Uzi, 21. You get me? By the way, even though it's not mentioned, Anderson .Paak is doing still pretty well.
Shit, he won a Grammy. He does arenas.
Yep.
Denzel Curry, he dropped a very underrated tape earlier this year with Kenny Beats. You know, and I think Yachty's gonna have a good year this year. You know, Kodak, even though he's currently incarcerated, I do think like he still has an impact somewhat. I think for what we thought was gonna happen to them, they have outperformed those expectations. And if we do look at all the list of recent memories, it might stack up to be one of the best.
It's definitely one of the best classes, but it's classes that compete with that one as well. But I definitely think it was one of the best classes. That was the class that I think that was the class that showed there was a shift between the internet and the streets. Like that was the one that really bridged the gap between the internet and the streets, because everybody thought like, oh, who's this Kodak Black? Like for the people who only listen to certain types of music, like who's this Kodak Black or who's this 21 Savage, you seen that they had just as much relevance in the streets that they had on the net. And they was all able, a lot of them was able to make hit records. So it's definitely one of the best classes.
Hey, while I love tweeting out stuff like this, and regardless if, I always get a lot of hate, but I love having conversations where people could be very polar opposites.
Right.
I've seen also some people say, hey, listen, I think it was a 2010, and they pointed out, they said, the one with Kendrick, they said,
That's not
Kendrick,
2010.
Okay, which one?
2010 is
2011?
Nipsey. Yeah, 2010 is Nipsey, J.
They said
Cole.
that one is in competition.
Yeah, I mean, Nipsey, J. Cole, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man. Nah, but J-Rock is on that one as well. Who else is on that one? J-Rock.
Pill.
Pill was on that one.
I'm still-
But 2011.
Sean, Freddie Gibbs was on that.
2011 is Kendrick, Meek, I think Lil Baby, not Lil Baby, I mean Lil B. Lil B is on there, YG, Mac Miller, Diggy is on that joint too. Diggy Simmons. I think is on
YG,
there.
Big Crit, Sci-Hi.
Big Crit, Sci-Hi.
Lil Twist,
Lil Twist.
Yellow Wolf, Fred the Godson.
Twist?
Twist.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, that one don't match up to 2011. Don't match up to 2016.
No, but they do have some heavy.
2010 might be the best.
So the way I was like projecting and just kind of like, you know, judging those classes is like, yo, what is your impact now? And I get it, 2011 is definitely a longer way than 2016. But of course, we have Kendrick still doing his thing, right?
Absolutely.
We have who else you said? I'm sorry.
We had.
We're talking about 2010 now?
2011.
Or 2011
2011.
again?
2011.
So 2011
Meek.
was Meek, Big Crit,
Meek.
Sci-Hi, Twist,
Crit.
Yellow Wolf, Mac Miller, YG, Lil B, Kendrick, Diggy Simmons, Fred the Godson. I don't know if I
I
said
think
that.
it's close. I think it's close. You
Close? I don't know if it's close, yo. Wait, let me look at this real quick.
I'm still rocking with 2016. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Over the 2010 or 2011 class?
Hold up a second.
Yeah,
Let me look at this real quick.
it's like when you have Kendrick on the list,
keep
it's
it
like
100.
having LeBron.
One,
So
two,
like it's
three.
like it's unfair, but
1,
like
2, 3, 4, 5.
Meek, YG,
It was half
Mac,
and half. It was
Kendrick.
50-50. That was 50-50.
all right. And I think the list for
2016 got more than 50-50.
Yeah, so that's what.
But 2010, I'm sorry. Let's
no,
let's
you
look
good.
at 2010.
But also, I'm not mad at anyone who says these lists. For anybody who ever
Freddie
sees
Gibbs.
for anybody who sees me tweet stuff out like this, I literally tweeted out that you have to have an opinion. You know what I mean?
People love to argue about
Oh,
it.
2012 at Future?
2012 had Future, yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember he was on
So
there.
that's the one with Macklemore in it, I think, too. It's
Really?
Future, French Montana, Macklemore, Azalea, is it not? Is it
that
Iggy Azalea? Iggy
Oh.
Azalea. MGK.
Wait, why did you say that? Like that was like, oh shit,
'Cause I
that's
always
the heavy
forget.
hitter.
No,
like,
I forget.
Is that
Azalea
French?
Banks.
Is that
she's
French?
out of here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
2012.
saying.
Future, Kidding,
MGK.
Danny Brown, French Montana, Macklemore, Don Tripp,
Nah,
Hobson,
This ain't no.
Roscoe Dash.
Kid
ain't
Rock.
one.
I mean, not Kid Rock.
Roger.
Kidding.
Roger must have been at XXL.
Roger, you made this list?
Nah, but there was
Roger,
some,
bro.
all right, one.
Oh man.
Now I ain't gonna front. We gotta do a pool on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, this ain't 2012.
2012 had a few good ones on there.
Future and French.
And that's I always
Wait,
pronounce the
French
name.
Montana's
I
one?
always,
Yeah.
yeah, I always.
2012.
Hobson.
Freshman?
I ain't gonna
2012.
front.
I didn't remember that either.
Yo, Hobson is mad slept on, yo. Hobson is mad slept on. He
really
a
good.
super dope rapper.
Yeah.
Like super
Is he
super
still
dope
in Australia?
rapper.
Where
I
is
don't
he at
know.
now?
Was it 13 or 14 when Chance came into it?
Oh, goodness. All right,
Chance
hold
was
on.
15. Chance
Listen,
was 15.
I'm just putting it out
I see
there.
rappers like 2013.
I put it out there. Listen, I'll be on a
2014?
debate.
Alright.
I'll be on a debate show for a living. I tweet that out. I'm welcome for y'all to debate with me. Well, I'm not gonna debate.
Okay, wait, let's just, because we're just doing this, let's do this now. All right,
Alright.
so 2013,
Damn, nah.
Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson, Kirko Bangs, Travis Scott, forgot he was on here, Dizzy
Kirko
Wright, and
Bangs.
Angel Hayes.
Nah, this was
Still going
this was
2016.
bad cover.
I would give that that group, the list
This is a
for
bad color.
probably the most talented MCs. Like we could probably break these
It's
lists.
3.
Who?
4. No, 5.
Joey, Schoolboy
Oh
Q,
my-
Absol,
Yeah,
Logic,
Wait, no, yeah,
Action.
Travis
Action,
is a
Joey,
superstar.
Absol, Logic, Schoolboy. MCs? Yeah. Wait, and this is 2013.
Yeah, 2013 class.
Might be.
Now I ain't gonna front. We can spend a whole episode doing
Yeah,
this
but-
shit.
yeah, because I think each class, well, I think that's the way to really break it down and see the progression of hip hop, right? To see what artists are hot each year and to see what they excel at, whether it's
Wow.
lyricism, whether it's telling a story,
Yeah.
whether it's hood niggas or whatever,
Yeah.
or whether it's more of, hey, listen, internet SoundCloud wave. You get me? Like, you would see, if you make a graph, you'll probably see the music going.
You know what? So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be our last episode. We're on break for a couple of weeks. We're gonna see what happens with this coronavirus because everyone wants to stay safe. We're working on the record at home contingency plan. So, you know, maybe this is our first episode from home, going through all of the freshman classes and see which one is the
We
best.
should have a little bracket.
That could be fun. I ain't gonna front. That could be fun.
Yo, we gotta have a little bracket. Like when we be discussing certain things, we gotta put all of them on a bracket and let the fans vote.
Yeah.
Fans
we
want to be
should.
involved.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. We'll work on this. In the meantime, you guys have any final thoughts? We're not gonna see them for a
Stay
while.
dangerous. Stay fucking dangerous.
Damn.
Academics tell
This
them you'll
what's
call
playing.
them later.
Oh, you getting
fans
calls
calling,
already?
dog.
All right, I guess we gotta go. Guys, stay safe out there. We're gonna miss you. Keep sending your questions though. We'll save all of those. And we'll probably see you from like our living rooms or something.
We'll be
See
back.
you next time on Everyday
I
Struggle.
miss y'all though. I miss y'all. Trust me.
We will be back
y'all on
at
stream.
some point.